My book bag collection is a short movie that shows my reading journal from I start to read until now. The books in the list is not all my favorite books, but they're the books that are important to me or make me learn something from them. We Love Science magazine was the magazine that I booked and it came once a month. I was in elementary school and I started to learn more about science and saw a lot of new technology and invention. I started interest in science after I read the magazine. I dreamed I would be a scientist and invent a new medicine that can make people live as long as they want. The Old Man and the Sea is an interesting book. The first reason that I want to read is because of the cover attracts me. What I learned from the book is we should be tough and never give up. It also makes me understand that life is cruel. Even you try your best, you still may fail. The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. This book is in the required book list of my elementary school. This book matters to me because I knew that a good kid doesn't need to be the one who follows every rule. A good boy can also be like a kind justice and full-hearted Sawyer. Tom Sawyer was my hero because he makes money and builds raft to travel by himself. The Journey to the West is one of the most famous books in China. It has some funny picture in it and make me really into the book. I still remember this book because I read this book after my mom asked me to go to bed. I opened my flashlight and read Journey to the West in the blanket. Quodec is an Italian book that collects a lot of love story. I read it during middle school. This book shaped my personality when I'm a teenager. It teaches me what love feels like. It makes me become a kind and warm-hearted people. I always think to love and nice to people is our personality and responsibility. Romeo and Juliet is the first English book I read. It is a play. We act after we finish reading. Love is pleasure and torture at the same time. It is hard to be in a relationship with people who love you. Be appreciative to the person who loves you and cares about you, is what I learned from this book. Harry Potter, this book matters to me not only because it is the most famous fiction, it makes me dreams like living in Hogwarts. I read this book and I watched the movie as well. I understand that nothing is impossible. Please don't be depressed because you are normal. You never know how wonderful life will be. We should be creative and full of imagination. The Diary of a Young Girl, Anne Frank, talks about a Jewish girl in World War II. I suddenly realized how hard her life is and the feeling of being close to death. Anne died at the end of the book. It makes me touch and cry because it is a real story. Anne Frank is one of the person that I want to talk face to face. Thank You Man is the story I read during freshman year. It is between a black kid and a white woman. This book is important for me because it taught me that we shouldn't judge people by their skin, and kids can be taught and to be a good person. Just like what Martin Luther King said, people should be equal and we should love each other. This is my bookshelf. Reading book is fun. The books teach us. I feel like we can spend only $20 to learn the author's realization of their whole life. I think it's a good deal. I think books matter to me because it changed me, and the books shaped my personality.